You guys, we created quite the stir on yesterday's video. What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. Not necessarily a stir, but we caused a great discussion, in my opinion, with yesterday's video. We had, I think total now, there's over 130 comments. Before I even started commenting back, I think there was 100, or there was over 70. So it's absolutely insane. And this is what I love. This is what I want to do with my videos. I want to, pose questions. I want to have lots and lots of discussions, healthy discussions and debates. And it went back and forth. I kind of posed the question: does the game need to change, or do we need to change? And ultimately, the general consensus is obviously, I would say obviously, because it is us. You guys made it very loud and clear. It is a game, and it's how we respond to it is what makes it toxic, or what makes it a well-oiled machine. Now, I am somebody who, I rage, I punch things, I throw my phone. That is an unhealthy behavior. It's a very aggressive behavior, and it's something that I notice that I need to change about myself. And hopefully in me doing so, I hope people that are like me who also rage can do the same exact thing. Now, something that Queen mentioned was is it worth 30, negative 30 points to rage, break your phone, harm yourself, or to walk away from the game and get 30 points? And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Maybe I should put I'll take 30 points and I'll walk away. And she's like, why don't you have a jar and then put 30 cents in it every time the game pisses you off and you want to walk away? Well, I want you guys to meet my friend Squirtle. Now, I did this thing. It's called Color Me Mine, I think. I don't know. There's some ceramics you can paint. I went and I tried to make my best Squirtle here. I actually started painting it green, and I was like, wait a minute, I love Pokemon. I'm going to try and do Squirtle. So there's you can see the green, and then you can see the blue over top. But I have money in here. So what I'm going to do is get all my change. I'm going to empty this. I'm going to empty up all my change. And every time the game pisses me off and I say, you know what, I'm going to walk away from it, I'm going to add to my jar. At the end of the month, we're going to see how much money we can have. So hopefully this is a helpful and healthy way for you guys to, when RNG gets, really bad, we can just walk away, because it's not worth it. It is not worth it. It is not worth breaking my phone, getting a new screen, getting a new phone, my hands being bloody, my arm, my knuckles hurting. It's not worth it, man. And like I said, it is 100% unhealthy. So hopefully this can be a change to better behavior. So I'm going to this is the follow-up video to that, and we're going to conclude with RNG. Now, a lot of people get upset, we invest all this money, all these resources into these figures, and just for it to hit a miss, just for it to hit that one attack, we all get upset. Look, I understand, but it's a game. It's RNG. We know what we're playing. There's got to be better ways to deal with it. So I'm going to bring you guys 2 videos. And before we actually get into those videos, I do want to address something real quick. Unfortunately, tomorrow I'm going out of town. I'm going to Bear Lake. It's a lake I've never been to. And I've been to Utah for over 10 years. I've never been there. But I'm going to be there for about 4 days. So from tomorrow until Sunday. So there's going to be no weekend stream. There's going to be no Thursday night stream. I'm pretty upset about that, but I'm going to go away, and I'm actually going to turn away from the game. I'm going to have 4 days of not raging, so I think it's going to be healthy for me. I advise you guys to do the same if the game's really pissing you off, just to kind of take some time away from it. But again, I'm not going to be streaming. There's not going to be another video for probably a solid week. Okay, now sorry for all of that rant. Let's open up these 2 boosters and this locked booster. We'll start with this locked booster. We have a good opportunity to get an EX because we do have that rainbow, but we are starting off with a Bergmite, the uncommon. I remember when the Bergmite deck, the Jake Razor Ice deck came out. It was, dude, facing those decks are quite annoying. All right, let's go with this purple booster. Can we please get at least a rare out of it? And it's another uncommon. All right, so we know we're at least getting a rare from this rainbow, but I'm going to call it. I think we're going to get an EX. We're going to get an EX. You guys ready for this? Okay, maybe not. It's just a rare, and it's a Liepard. Okay. Hey, and a Pikachu. I still don't know who those figures are, man. Hopefully the Queen's Cup does not start while I'm on mini vacation, because I do want that Mega Gyarados, and I cannot wait till we get that. All right, so like I said, I have 2 matches. It's going to conclude. It's a follow-up to the last video, so it's going to involve RNG and a little bit of raging. So give me 1 second. All right, guys, we are back with game number 1, and the opponent that I'm playing here. I look at this deck, and I'm like, okay, no problem. Like, what? This man has the 3 legendary birds from Gen 1. I'm like, the Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. I don't think I've ever seen anybody run a deck like this, except for me when, like, a long time ago. I think when I first streamed, we're like, let's do some sort of theme decks, and they wanted me to use, like, a deck from the Pokemon, the first movie. And I was like, oh, I'll just use the 3 legendary birds. Or no, it was the second movie because Lugia was in it, right? Yeah, I believe that was it. So I see this deck. I'm like, no problem. We got the Lunala, who... Lunala is tough to battle. But I see this deck, and the deck that I'm actually running my my free-to-play deck. I'm trying to get matched up against somebody who has a lot of megas. I want to see how well this deck can do against a lot of metas. I have my Solgaleo, who's like my beater, because it makes him go to the PC. Mew to deal with all of the mass damage. The Curler, who I put all my resources in, okay, level 10. The Psycho Switch is at 41. My Lucario, Mega Lucario, and the Vibrava, who is at level 5. So 2 double chances, 2 max revives. Pericles tells me not to use the gold block. I'm not using the gold block anymore. I'm learning to play without it. So let's watch how this match unfolds. He's going to open up with his Coco, and I block off with my Coco because... Actually, I should have done the Curlia or the Vibrava, but he brings up the Zapdos, and I'm glad with the matchups that I have right now because I have the Lucario. I'm like, I win the roll against the Lucario. I don't care what you do with your Zapdos. He's going to probably take my entry point, but he does not. And then I put the Curlia here, and I have this large purple, and I'm like, boom, we're going to get an evolution right now. Let's go. And I get the Moonblast. I'm like, it's going to be one of those nights, man. It's going to be one of those nights, so I'm going to max revive. I have 2 max revives. I didn't want to put anything else there. I mean, I could have put the Vibrava, but I'm like, nope, I'm going to put this here, which was a mistake because of that. But I survived that roll, and I'm like, okay, that is actually good. And then what I actually do, my opponent moves up. I move my Coco to threaten this round because I don't care if his Coco takes an injury point. I don't care if his Decidueye does because of the Vibrava. And we do get to get rid of that Zapdos, and now we are threatening this Moltres to get surrounded as well. So I'm going to move with Lucario. I think my opponent brings on the Articuno. So what I decided to do here is I Mega Evolve just in case I do KO this Coco and the Articuno comes down. I want to have some sort of gold so I can combat his purple. But he gets the Melemele-Wish. I'm like, okay, well that's annoying because now he can potentially... I don't think my opponent... I'm going to stop here. I don't think my opponent had the gold block. That's why I was so adamant again about attacking the goalie. Oh, no, he does have a gold block. Because he was going to have to gold block with the Articuno, and then I could have DC'd with the Articuno. And I had a good shot at taking it out, but he gets the Melemele-Wish, so I attack again. Now, did he Melemele-Wish again? But anyways, he advanced here, and I get the... I'm like, dude, will you just hit your purple, please? The good thing is it's confused, but at the same time, I put all my resources to this figure, and this is when I'm starting to rage a little bit. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But we're going to keep continuing to attack this Coco, and this Coco is just surviving against my Mega Lucario. And at this point, I'm like pretty salty. I'm like, why? Why, game? Why? So now the opponent is advancing with Articuno. I have to back off with the Vibrava because I don't want to get surrounded. And my battery, dude, every time I make a video, I swear my battery is pretty low. So I move up with the Coco because if and when I take out this Coco, I could just surround whatever comes by because I assumed that the Lunala would come on the goal. But then again, he could have gold blocked, probably would have gold blocked. But again, with a Melemele-Wish, I'm like, dude, you've got to be kidding me. Why? And he's going to attack my Coco, and my Coco can't land the Melemele-Wish. I'm like, what? I need to breathe. So I'm going to attack here. We get rid of this Coco. Well, actually, we get rid of the Lunala because Lunala is a bigger threat. And now my opponent comes with the Articuno, but I have to back off because my opponent still has the max revive. And I don't want to get surrounded, so he's going to max revive here and bring on that Lunala. And I'm just going to attack here because he is confused. I'm like, please land your Crushing Flame. And he does. I'm like, thank you. That miss looks really large. That is kind of disgusting. But I max revive here. And we're going to try. I'm like, Curla, like one more time, buddy. Let's do it. He attacks me. I'm like, this is it. Let's go. Why you do this to me, game? Like, why you do this to me? The double miss, like, that's just, that's insult. That's added salt on the injury, man. And I'm like, dude, like, I need to stay calm here. The dodge. Like, come on, Lucario. Like, our only shot at winning here is to do this. My opponent is going to scoop up, and he brings on the Lunala right next to my Lucario, which I'm not necessarily sure why. Probably because he doesn't want to get the Aura Sphere again. But then he attacks me here, and Metal Claw can't do anything to the Psychic, and I'm just like, dude, I've had it. I've had it. All right, let's. The only shot we have now is using Solgaleo into the Articuno. Okay, we get the roll. I'm like, all right, things might be changing. Our luck might be changing. Now we can bring on the Curlia. Like, this is the 4th time, man. 4th time is a charge. I'm like, Curlia. I think if I was my opponent, I would have put Zap right there and then came in and attacked the Curlia. But he keeps advancing with his Zapdos. And I don't know why I did that, but he attacks my Lucario. Or not my Lucario, but my Curlia. And I'm like, let's go. The RNG gods, Pokemon Duel gods, listen to my prayer. And I'm like, let's go. Finally, we got an evolution. This thing is a monster. I wish I had its Mega, but I don't. And then he's going to bring on the Lunala, and I think I attack. No, he attacks me. But the good thing is because of my ability, my Psychic Blade does not get cut in half. It hits for straight 100. And I'm like, let's go. Okay, it is time. GG, boys. Let's go. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. And at this point, guys, I was like in bed and I'm playing and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, are you kidding me? And McKenna's like, she's like, Steven, calm down. And then look at that! I lost my mind. The only thing I could do here, I have a good shot at taking out this Will, but of course he gets a Spirit Chuckle. Like, if I would have hit my Wild Charge on 3/4 of the Will, well, 2/3 of the Will, I would have been okay. But I was like, you know, I'm done. I'm done. I just forfeited. I was like, I'm done. So what do you guys think I did next? Did I punch something? Did I throw my phone? Did I play another game? Or did I walk away? I played another game, you bet. Damn right I played another game. But let's jump into that game. So give me 1 second. All right, guys, we are back with game number 2. And this time I decided to change my deck. And I was like, you know what? Because it was at the point, you know, where like you just have to get one more win to get your booster filled. And you're like, and it's like late and you just want to go to bed. And I just wanted to win. Well, I guess I wouldn't say necessarily wanted to win. I did want to win, but I still wanted to play with my other deck. Okay, so I'm playing. When the Megas, the evolution buffs came out, I was running this deck, and the big hinder to this deck was I had to have the Mega Lucario play. Well, now that I don't have the Mega Lucario play, I can add in the double chance. I think I initially had 2 double chances, but for some reason I have an X speed. I don't know why I have an X speed in here. Oh, X speed for the Combuskin. So I added X speed and Combuskin. So basically this deck, we do have the Dragon Sphere Goomy. Goomy's going to turn into a 2MP. It's going to move through figures, and we're going to basically try and cheese with the Goomy and the Virizion because of the Typhon Slash and the Slippery Swap. And we have the Mighty Sphere, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 fighting type Pokemon. So obviously the goal is to get their Pokemon into my PC and then just cheese for the win. So we're going to watch from my opponent's perspective. He's going to open up with his Mew. I'm going to open up with my Terrakion. The opponent didn't really have blue heavy. That probably should have been Coco instead. Because then I could have... Yeah, it probably should have been Coco instead. But I'm going to play the Dragon Sphere. And then I'm going to challenge my Lucario because of my Aura Sphere. And my opponent's going to advance. And here, we're going to stop and talk about... Not this play, the follow. Wait. So my opponent moves on with the. Okay, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop and talk about what's going on here. I'm gonna play the Mighty Sphere. The reason why I would play the Mighty Sphere is because I'm going to put my Goomy right here, and then I mean I could either attack with my Goomy, or I can go through and attack the Primal Kyogre. So I have 2 options there. Well, guess what I don't do, and I do this a lot. I don't look at my opponent's play. My opponent has an X speed. So I move my Gumi here, and I'm like, I'm not going to attack into the Lugia because I don't want to risk getting Cycloned. But then again, I do have a great shot at this. But what I do is, after he moved Heatran on, I move the Gumi on, and my opponent X-speeds, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Maybe I should pay attention. And here I'm just so salty, and just like that, Gumi gets a God roll, and now we're going to stop and talk about the follow-up to the video. RNG comes full circle, man. There's times where you feel like the world is against you. Like, how in the world am I getting these rolls? And then there are times where the opponent or you make a bad play and you get rewarded for it. I made a terrible play. If I was going to put Gumi there, I better have attacked the Lucario, or not the Lucario, the Lugia, because my opponent had the X speed. My opponent used the X speed and he gets the miss. Feels really good when stuff like that happens. But when it happens against you, oh, do you freak out? Trust me, I know. So I'm actually going to back off, and then I'm going to threaten to surround the Primal Kyogre. He does not want to switch. There's no reason to. And he gets the Origin Pulse. So what I actually decide to do here, we'll stop and talk about this. What I decided to do is I moved my Coco by my Lucario, because now I'm going to make my opponent force what they want to do, what they think is most important. Losing their Solgaleo or potentially losing their Primal Kyogre. Both of them are an asset to the team. Which do you think the opponent should have done? In this side, the guaranteed figure, like you want to get as many figures off the board as you can. If I take this around, it's a guaranteed figure. It's a guaranteed figure in my PC. If I go this route, it's a possibility. So in my opinion, depending, if my opponent moved the Kyogre, I think the best play would be for me to get rid of the Solgaleo, just because it's a guaranteed figure. But my opponent decides against that, and now I'm going to attack because this thing is like so large of the will. I'm not going to DC. I'm only going to DC if I'm on my opponent's side of the board. And just like that, we have two figures in my PC, and then my opponent makes a mistake here. He puts the Mew here. He attacks me. I got scared, and he gets the Shuttle Flip. He should have moved Mew right next to the Zoro, because I can soar through figures, or I can move through figures. So I'm going to go through this Mew, and I'm going to DC. And the thing is, I'm not even going to need the DC. And Gumi comes through with 3 slippery swaps. Feels good, man. Feels good to win like that after the loss. And that was like, the loss was the game that you just saw before. So my overall consensus, guys, we need to act better. We do. Myself, I'm not even going to say we. I'm going to say me. Okay, I don't know if other people have the same issue as I do, but I definitely need to act better. My behavior is completely unacceptable. It's dangerous. It really is. And I want to change. It's something I want to change. And I hope if you suffer from the same thing, I hope you can change as well as me. Just remember, when RNG goes bad, it goes bad for the opponent just the same. RNG comes full circle. So please try not to get so upset. Please enjoy your weekend. I'm sure Showtime, K-Dub, no Pokefodder, Gigs, all the rest of them are going to make a Pokemon Duel content. Wish them well for me. I will see you guys next week. Oh, also, today's the last day to sign up for the charity event. So please do. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, peace.